gonna be wild, man, wild.
Hi, Don. Yes, this is WCYR. My name is Justin, and that was Don there welcoming us to this show. Tonight is a Friday night, and what a night it's going to be. And today was hot at 36 degrees. And what happened in the afternoon, I don't know, but it was very scary. Don't keep your windows open, especially if in the city. I had 3 cigarette butts come in my cup today. But nice big holes in there. But anyway, this is WCYR, and for today, we have a big show for you and the family. Starting with books and odd ends with Donald, and of course we have Queer Nation with Gab and Taryn, and of course this weekend is the Mardi Gras. So enjoy. I hope to see you on Oxford Street. WCYR Float number 13. Check it out. Yes. And then we have Curb. Curb is back with Bill and Parrot. Woo! Caught in the traffic. CD Beats with myself and Zena. And we're talking about some music as per usual. Film Forum. Erin. Yes, Erin will be here again. Every single week he performs well, with grandeur and style. Vegans for Christ with Caroline, my favourite show, and the sports show with Michael. Yes, and sport on the Mardi Gras Eve. And we have Designer Diner with Lenna, and we have the week that was with Russell and Lewis. Yes, that's right. Lewis is doing the week that was this week. So that should be interesting. So thank you very much for tuning in this week to CTV1 at 8:30 or CTS Channel 31, 11 o'clock Friday night. And now I'd like to send you over to studio number 31B with Don, Books and Odd Ends. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to Odds and Bookends. It's been a while, like about 2 weeks since I was last here. And last 2 weeks ago, you probably saw me wearing something really garish, 80s-oriented sort of clothing. Tonight, you're seeing all black, which is probably doing nothing for my complexion. Books. I'm supposed to be talking about books. But before I talk about books, I wanted to talk about water. Apparently, there's this guy out there that one of these doctor types, one of these thing up on the walls, doctorate of walls or something, who says that if you drink more water, you'll never get sick. And that people only really get sick nowadays, except for people that break their legs and stuff, because they're not drinking enough water and their bodies are missing it because, we're 85% water or whatever. And it made kind of sense to me, so I thought I'd tell you about it, even though it had nothing to do with the book. I'd like to start off with the fact that this week I'm reviewing books that slightly, probably not the sort of books you're going to pick up on bookshelves. Let's just begin with this one, which we're not going to have to do a close-up of because there's no real cover, called A Confederacy of Dunces. Woo! Which someone in the studio actually recommended to me 2 weeks ago, and I went and checked it out, and I couldn't find the predecessor of this book, the Neon Bible, but I found this one in Macquarie Uni Library, so that's what they're good for. An excellent book, truly excellent. probably the easiest way to cap it off, just quickly, because it's kind of fat, is to say this is what Catch-22 would have been if he hadn't been a hero in the strictly loosest possible sense of the word, and if he hadn't been at war. Otherwise, extremely similar, extremely cool, extremely challenging. I don't want to spoil it for you by telling you what it really is. Let's just say that the guy who wrote it never got any respect and committed suicide, and that it was a horrible mistake because he was extremely talented. Alright, I'm just going to put that down, but I'm going to pick up the next book, and I'm going to want to close up on this one. This is Lenny Bruce's How to Talk Dirty and Influence People. The day that I bought this, I read it. I read it straight through. I didn't stop. I went back to work, and I hid out in the toilets. Ah, damn, people are watching this. I hid out in the toilets and read this book. Sorry, people from my work now watch this. There you go. And, well, I didn't exactly hide out in the toilets, but I read it all day straight, you know? And I tried to do some work, but it didn't work, because this is such a great book. In fact, I suggest you all try and mug me and steal this book from me on my way home tonight. It is so good. Lenny Bruce, easily my second most favorite comedian in the entire world. Second only to the fabulous Doug Anthony All-Stars, who were so great. He is a great guy. A little ugly, you know, but, you know, I don't think that should, you know, deter anyone. And with a comedy that's not just all, you know, sort of gags and, you know, predictable jokes about sex or something, you know. He was actually one of the few comedians that actually thought that maybe, you know, comedy might have some say in the world instead of just being sort of bland and, you know, Mr. Ed or, you know, I Dream of Jeannie or something. A beautiful man. I'm not really getting too in-depth because I've got so much to cover, but really the reason I'm not going too much in-depth is because I want to go in-depth on the next person. A guy called Richard Brautigan, and we'll just get a close-up at the front of that one. Richard Brautigan wrote this novel, Trout Fishing in America. This novel is just so good. Now, you probably hear that all the time from me, so you probably don't know how to distinguish one from another. But I went into Macquarie University Library and I picked up one book by him, and then I took all the books off the shelves and I ran away and put them in a different part of the library so I could read them all. Which is shitty, and you should never do that sort of thing, alright? So, you know, just, I'm telling you. He writes about things that would never interest me, like, well, fishing and sport. But he also writes about beautiful things like libraries in Japan and stuff. In this, it's all about trout. And if you think that someone couldn't sustain an entire novel about trout, well, you're absolutely wrong. This thing is good. This isn't like your Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which is a fine book. Okay, I'm not knocking it, per se or whatever, but I'm saying that this is so sparse and yet so rich. I guess just a bunch of 1- and 2-page chapters about fishing and why I guess people are so strange. Now, I feel like maybe I should read you something about it, but I think it'd only spoil it for everybody, myself included. Well, gee, I don't know. I remember mistaking an old woman for a trout stream in Vermont, and I had to beg her pardon. "Excuse me," I said, "I thought you were a trout stream." "I'm not," she said. And other classic things like this. I don't know. It's really good. He must be totally crazy, but a beautiful guy. I'm just going to actually read you a bit out of this, because this is the one that actually interests me more. The Abortion, an historical romance. You don't need to close up on it. But it's all about a library where people can come and donate books that nobody else wants to read. All the books that, you know, the hack writers go and write. Well, they write one book in their lifetime, but they can go and take it to this place, and it gets put in a library, and people can go and read it. Let me find the bit that I wanted to read you. He said. Okay. These are some of the books that people wrote for his thing. My Trike by Chuck. The author was 5 years old and had a face that looked as if it had been struck by a tornado of freckles. There was no title in the book and no words inside, just pictures. "What's the name of your book?" I said. The little boy opened the book and showed me the drawing of a tricycle. It looked more like a giraffe standing upside down in an elevator. "That's my Trike," he said. "Beautiful," I said. "And what's your name?" "That's my Trike." "Yes," I said. "Very nice, but what's your name?" "Chuck." He reached the book up onto the desk, then headed for the door, saying, "I have to go now. My mother's outside with my sister." I was going to tell him that he could put the book on any shelf he wanted to, but then he was gone in his small way. Let's pick another one. Love Always Beautiful by Charles Green. The author was about 50 years old and said he'd been trying to find a publisher for his book since he was 17 years old when he wrote the book. "This book has set the world's record for rejections," he said. "It has been rejected 459 times, and now I am an old man." So that pretty much says it all for that book. And Richard Brautigan, who's a great guy. I'm going to read a poem of his right at the end of this, but before I do, I just want to go quickly through two and a half last things. The first is this book, Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink is about movies about young people. So I want all you young people to go out and read it in the store, okay? Because actually someone got in trouble for that, saying steal the CD from the store, a guy from the Prodigy, or I don't know, someone. Who cares? Point being, like, that's really funny, going and saying stealing it and then getting in trouble from his record company, which just goes to show you, you know, that the only reason to sell it is take the money and then start making records. Anyway, so Pretty in Pink, excellent, incredible book, spanning all the time from your early films, your Breakfast Club, all the 80s hits, even including things like, you know, all the slasher films, the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Porkies and the whole thing, the whole bit. It's all there. Anything that included young people or had a focus on young people, well, it's all there in bright, bold pink. Now, this is a truly literate book. It's not just, you know, what are my favorite movies, yada yada. It is just incredible, the amount of detail it goes into. But let me just run down a background real quickly, the interesting bit of the book for everybody, in the first couple of pages, I believe. It works like this. In the 80s, a lot of rich American people gave a lot of pocket money to their kids, so the kids started going to the movies, so they started making a movie about kids. Most of them were pretty crap. At the same time, however, you had this thing called the summer movie, which was instigated by, damn, what's his name? Spielberg, making Jaws. Okay, Jaws was this big hit summer movie, everybody out of the water, and from that summer on, there was always a big summer movie because people were at the films. You know, people wanted to see the big one, Jurassic Park, that sort of thing, you know? So people, you know, had a big heart on for these sort of things. And that was kind of the other thing that kind of gave it a real direction, the teenage movie in the holidays, you know? And they said, okay, so there was this big thing in the 80s, and then it kind of slacked off at the end of the 80s. And then there was not really much of a resurgence in the 90s except for Kids in Clueless. But it gets all the way up to Kids in Clueless. It says some bad things about Mallrats, but, you know, maybe he hadn't seen Chasing Amy. Anyway, a great book, and definitely one worth reading. Okay, finally, just before I read a poem, I'd like to read a bit out of this book by Virginia Woolf. Now, I don't know why I'm showing you the cover, because it's not really that exciting. But I thought I'd read it because it actually really spoke to me when I read it, and reminded me that when you're listening to modern music today and you turn on the radio and you're sitting there in your car or at home or at work and you're listening to pipe music or you're in the elevator and you're hearing the elevator music, please don't just accept the crap that they're playing you, okay? If you have to, take a Walkman. It really offends me how much crap music there is out there today, and you know, I hope everybody in Curb is listening and hope to rectify the situation as soon as possible. But the thing I'm going to read to you is more about words. It says, all I will venture is a sigh of wonder and amazement that when there is prose before us with its capacities and possibilities, its power to say new things, make new shapes, express new passions, young people should still be dancing to a barrel organ and choosing words because they rhyme. I find that extremely poignant because when you listen to most of the really crap music on the radio today, it's because the words rhyme, and you know, it just sucks, you know. Okay, a poem. Actually, I'll read you two poems. I'll read you one from the Little Red Book and one from the Little Blue Book, which kind of sounds like a little bit of Mao Zedong crossed with Mormons. No, Masons. Thank you. The one out of the Red Book will be page 40. See, I did write these down. I did plan ahead. Page 40. All girls should have a poem. And this one's actually for a specific girl, but I won't tell you who it is. That'll ruin it. All girls should have a poem written for them, even if we have to turn this goddamn world upside down to do it. And he wrote it in New Mexico. That's a beautiful poem. I like that. But the blue poem I'm going to read you is something else entirely. It is number 86. No, let's read the other one. Number 43. It's called Real Estate. Where am I now? Where am I? I'm here. Okay, good. I have emotions that are like newspapers that read themselves. I go for days at a time, trapped in the want ads. I feel as if I am an ad for the sale of a haunted house. 18 rooms, $37,000. I'm yours, ghosts and all. And then he wrote that in Tokyo. That was Odds and Bookends. Keep reading books. It's what keeps America safe. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back. You're on Wisdom Chambers Youth Review. And that was Don with Odd and Bookends. And can I just say that Pretty in Pink was my favourite movie of all time. Now, you've been watching the show and, you know, what do you think? Do you think it's great? Do you think, you know, some certain person on a segment's hot? Well, why don't you give us a call, send us a letter, or email us? And where can you do that? Well, on our website, it's www.ausimal.com.au/WCYR. Where else? The postal address. P.O. Box Boo 1, McKell Building, 55 Walker Street, Redfern, 2016. And if you've got a phone and it's not disconnected, call us on 9698 2968. Next week, we're having a very special guest, and it was just a viewer that was watching a show, and he does some pretty entertaining things. I think he makes film or something, but it's special, so you'll have to catch us next week and see him. So, you know, if you do something weird and wonderful, well, contact us on any of those numbers, and you can come in and show us your stuff. Now, tomorrow night is a big night in the city. An estimated 1 million people will come and see the Mardi Gras. So, keeping the motion of thing, here's Queer Nation with Taz and Gav.
Here we are. For yet another
Hi
week.
everybody.
Yep.
This week's Mardi Gras, one more sleep.
What can we say? One more sleep. I don't think many people will be sleeping. I think people will be staying up, you know, getting their eyelashes tinted, bronzed, waxed, curled,
Getting
clippered.
all ready.
Yeah, filed down to perfection, I reckon.
That's right. I hope you've all enjoyed the festival. We actually went to Frocks on Rocks the other day, which was quite good.
Last Sunday. It was
What
fantastic.
did you think?
Down to the Rocks, who were at the market, was fantastic. We caused an absolute commotion, I thought.
Gabriella caused an absolute commotion.
Oh, who's that? Well,
That was you, I believe, on the day.
Me? But yeah, it was about getting frocks on, going down to the Rocks and absolutely having a ball, getting the heels, the lashes, the whatnot on. I didn't put a dress. I could luckily
We couldn't get that far with
Couldn't
you.
get that far with me. I just didn't have the hips or the tits for it. So I skimped out on that one, but I did get done up, and Taryn got done up. She looked fantastic. We were husband and wife today. We even put the rings on, I think, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
We did indeed. So
with-
we have some footage from that
Yeah.
day.
My
So-
toes, can I tell you, my toes from these heels, I still can't feel 3 out of each foot. So, you know, guys,
Here,
Yeah.
absolute pain. He's such a
absolutely,
whinger too. He took his shoes
absolutely
off,
adore this
made us
footage.
carry his shoes all the way home, and they were big.
I tried to get Taryn to carry me home, but she was like, get off me, get off me.
So maybe we should see some footage.
See
of
the
Fair
footage.
Day.
We actually managed to get you some footage this time. Woo!
Be proud
Which
of
was
us.
excellent, yeah. Okay, we'll switch you over to that. We went on our way. It's fantastic. So, I haven't been to one.
It's very, very queer. No, it's the first time I've been to one too.
Okay, we're both virgins to this one.
So it's an all new experience, and
Everyone, so we don't know what to expect. Alright.
I'll see you down there.
Hello, we're down at the Rocks. Rocks on the Rocks Day. And of course they know who you are. And they need to know who I am. My name is Sylvia. Pleased to meet you. Yes, go and meet the camera. I mean the people at home. Hello, I'm Lelio.
Okay, we're going to keep walking on, people.
I'm Pedrolino. How are you? That's it. No, I'm going to take us here.
Well, happy Mardi Gras again, everybody. And happy Slate Party. Yeah.
Come on, photos, we want the photo taken! Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras!
I've heard about the story in those toilets down at the shop. We don't go in there with that. Hello, Chris. How's your eyes going? We can't fucking fit. Have you got them? Have you got my tits? Have you ever lost your tits before, John? Did you just like get up in the morning and go up to the left of the bed? Where did they go? I had to find them. I must say, I think everyone's enjoyed us being dark here. That's for sure. I know I've enjoyed myself. What about you, Taryn?
I've had heaps of fun.
Yeah, what else?
But I'm really hot. Let's go.
Really hot, we're going. She's pissed off. Let's go.
Bye.
That was unreal. That was us. That was actually us. I can't believe it.
It was a great day.
I have not gotten dressed up for at least a year, maybe more than that, maybe about a year and a half since I even bothered to.
I've never dressed like that.
You've never dressed like that? A first time, an absolute virgin with this one. That was great. Did everyone see the snake where the guy had a snake sort of thing looking like a wrapped around him? It was actually alive. I went up to him and I sort of was looking at it thinking, gosh, that's an unusual looking fox that you've got around your neck. And then all of a sudden it was hissing at me. I couldn't believe it. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And supposedly he goes to Mardi Gras, one of the most famous people down there, but I had never actually heard of him. But
Never seen him before.
never seen him before.
Anyway.
What's happening at the party?
Okay, the parade starts at 8:30, so get down there roughly, would you say 4:30 if you wanted a good
get up
view?
front, to get right up at the barricade, I'd say get down there for 4:30, take heaps of drinks, heaps of cameras, heaps of film, a nice little chair would be fantastic, and don't move because they're going to be scavenging for spots. As soon as you get down there, hold your spot, even take down some friends so they can hold it with you and hold theirs as well. But yeah, go down there well prepared because it's going to be an absolute cat fight. You move, you're finished. You'll be trampled to death. Make sure you sort of arrange some sort of transport, or state buses I heard are doing something
Yes,
this
that's
year.
right. State Transit is running a lot more buses, as well as you can buy a $5 ticket from 3 p.m. tomorrow and lasts until 6 a.m. Sunday morning. So if you get home before 6 a.m. you're lucky, so you'll get $5 ticket for the whole of tomorrow afternoon and evening and Sunday morning.
And
which
if
you'll
you,
need.
Yeah, I heard on the radio there's been a gay radio station on for the last month, which is very temporary. Only 1 month. They're trying to get sponsorship, so try and support them. They're called
Out FM.
Out FM. They're on 94.5. But they've had some really good reviews and things. But today I heard there were some fake Mardi Gras tickets going around again this year. It seems to be going around every single year. There's about 100 or so. And if you call Mardi Gras, I think it was today, but I'm sure if you call them on Monday morning, they'll do this for you. They are allowing people to swap them for genuine tickets. Only a strict 100 or so of the fake ones. So ring them up, ask them which numbers are fake, and then you never know, they might give you a free ticket. But yeah, just check your ticket. Otherwise, you'll be really down on it if you're in costume and everything at the door, and they say sorry, we can't let you in. Just a little handy hint. Yep. What else is happening inside the actual party, which happens after the parade? About, how long after the parade? It's about 2 hours after the parade maybe?
Starts at 11:30.
11:30. So the parade starts at about 8:30. We'll go through, I reckon, this year till about 11:30.
Roughly, yes. Last year there was 200 floats, and this year there's 300. So they've got a lot more to get through, and so they'll be quite busy. So the party goers will be there late. So you'll have to make up for lost time when you get there.
But the party does go through till 10 a.m.
in the morning.
So make sure you take your sunnies if you're going to stay that long, because it really feels seedy if you're there after that sort of time.
Yes,
you see the sun come up and you're still wearing makeup or in a little pair of shorts or underwear, whatever's left.
And all the newspapers are there taking photographs of you when you walk out.
So make sure you're looking good when you go. There's cameras. There are also safe sex people there, so they'll be handing out condoms and gloves and whatnot's going around.
All night.
Yep, so make sure you're going to use something if you're going to do something. So be
Take someone
good.
home, take a pack home with you.
Take maybe a couple. Don't know what will happen.
people that was. But no, make sure you have fun down there. What else is happening through the party?
Well, the main party's in the Horden. There's lots of parties going on around in the centres around it.
It's actually in the old showground, isn't it?
That's right.
Which is now, is it Foxtel or someone like that?
Fox Studios is going to be, so it could be the last year there.
Could be our last year there, and it's been there for some number of years, but it is the 20th year, so it's going to absolutely go off. There's a lot of tourists hanging around town. I've seen truckloads, a lot of Americans, so get down there and see all these people. How many do you reckon will turn up to the party? Is it about 100,000 odd tickets that get sold? Or is it not that many?
No, it's not that many.
Not that many?
Could be 50,000. I'm not quite sure actually though. I could be wrong. It's important though to remember that this is the 20th anniversary and we should be remembering what actually happened in 1978, not just treating it like a usual party.
Yep.
There's a lot of history behind it, so...
It's our own little revolution.
That's right.
You know, good on all the people that were actually there at 78. They are the ones that gave us our rights today.
They're actually the ones marching first.
They're the ones that should be there.
If you're there, give the 78ers a very big clap, whistle, whatever.
If no one else, apart from us. What else? There is an alternate party if you didn't manage to get a ticket, kids. And you can get it at the door tomorrow night. It's down at Darling Harbour. Darling Harbour. What's it called? It's called 20 Years of Dance. Something else.
It's down at Darling Harbour.
Down at Darling Harbour. It is in all the papers, so have a look there. 45 full
at
price,
the door.
And I think it's 20 something concession at the door. So maybe even take down your concession card with all your little bags of
knickknacks and stuff. So
yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun. Make sure you absolutely go off. But remember, Monday is not a public holiday, so if you take the day off work, everyone's going to know where you've been. Yes.
Especially if you turn up with purple hair on the Tuesday. So have a good night.
Make sure you don't let your mascara run. If it does, make sure it's in your bag so you can reapply.
Yes, Gabby had that problem on Sunday actually.
Yes, we won't talk about the black mascara running down. I was a melting witch actually. But no, make sure you absolutely have a ball, and we won't actually be able to get any footage because we'll be having too much fun. But get down there with your own camera. You should be down there. If you're not,
cameras are not allowed.
No, but down at the parade, get your camera down there, film it, or whichever way, film it on video or by snapshot sort of thing.
Get down there.
Get down there. Make sure if you don't get photos or get to see anything, well then you don't deserve to see them. So make sure you go down there. Think of it. About 1 in 4 in Sydney will be down there. So you should be one of them.
Get there.
All right. Gab and Taz, are we signing off? Is that all we've got to say?
We are signing off.
Is that all we have to say before Mardi Gras?
Any sexual activities, be safe.
Be safe. Your life depends on it.
Thank you very much.
Love you.
Yeah. And this is WCYR, and that was Queer Nation with Taryn and Gab. Thank you very much, Taryn and Gab. There is a rumour going around. I was speaking to Taryn earlier tonight, and apparently Gab's not even going to the Mardi Gras. Is that true, Gab?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So do what I do. Call me a little queer, but I'm staying at home watching it on TV. Let's go for a walk around the studio, eh? Woo! Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Hey, this is studio number 1, CTV. What do we got? Jay. How are you, man?
Not too bad, thank you.
That's good. Would you like a microphone?
Thank you very much.
So, Jay has been a trusty camera operator for many a month.
Long episode.
Yeah, many a month now, and you're pretty good.
Thank you.
You're pretty good. Can you speak? Yes?
I can speak. I can try to speak anyway.
You can speak. Now, we have a number of supporters who are helping us through these hard...
We're very grateful for
Very grateful. And who might they be?
They are the Metropolitan Hardware, Marrickville Building Recycling, Metro TV, Reverse Garbage, Family Planning Association of New South Wales, Becker Systems, Cape Film Video Production, and Makeup Glamour.
Now, didn't you memorise those before?
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Can you try again?
Okay, we'll try again. Metropolitan Hardware,
yes.
Metro TV, Marrickville Building Recycling,
correct.
Makeup Glamour,
yeah.
Becker Systems, Reverse Garbage, Family Planning Association of New South Wales,
perfect.
Cape Film Video Production. Have I said that one?
No, you're spot on. So these are our supporters. Thank you. Yes. And thank you to Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Now, we have a show for you now, and it is the sports show with Michael. Michael, sport.
Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the Sports Show. And first up, I'd just like to mention the athletics. This weekend, Mary Jo's Perec and Kathy Freeman will be racing in Sydney, but they won't be racing in the same race or even the same event. Tomorrow night, 400 metre Olympic champion Kathy Freeman will be racing in Sydney at the Athletics Centre, and on Sunday Frenchman Mary Jo's Perec will be racing in the Botany Bay Gift on Sunday. On Wednesday night, Kathy Freeman won the 400 metres, and she's extended her lead to 16 races in a row. And this week, Mary Jo's Perec said that she would race Kathy Freeman, and she's not scared of her, but the officials didn't give her enough time, so they won't be racing. So we'll give you updates next week on how they perform. Next up, I'd just like to mention the Rugby League. The Charity Shield match was played last Saturday night at the Sydney Football Stadium with St George and South Sydney playing, and St George won the match 14 points to 4. Wayne Bartram scored the only try of the match for Mark Coyne scored the only try for St George, and Wayne Bartram kicked 5 goals for St George. Julian O'Neill kicked 2 goals for South Sydney, and Anthony Mundine put his stamp on the game pretty early. He was a standout player for St George, and Tim Brasher was the standout player for South Sydney. There was a crowd of over 28,310, and it was a pretty good game, but there were a few fights, and there were hearings at this week's judiciary. Next up, I'd just like to mention during the week the Australia-New Zealand Test match was nearly called off. Australia and New Zealand will be playing on April the 24th in New Zealand in Auckland. The match was nearly called off because the New Zealand rugby officials didn't want wanted notice that the game would be on so they could get sponsorship and TV rights. So this will be the first time in nearly 4 years that Australia and New Zealand have played in a official test match. So that should be good as well. Next up, I'd just like to mention the netball. The other night, Australia got beat to Jamaica in Kingstown, and that was a shock loss by the Australian women's team. They haven't got beat since 1994, and they've won 26 matches in a row. The last time they got beat to the Silvertails in 1994, and the final scoreline was 53 to 49 points. So it is a 3-match test series, and hopefully Australia will come back, and I think they will, and they should win the series. So later on, Australia and New Zealand do play, and the New Zealand coaches told their players not to get too excited by the win. So Hopefully Australia will win, and I think they will, and we'll give you updates as they happen. Next up, I'd just like to mention the Winter Olympics. Last Sunday night was the close of the Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan, with Australia winning one medal, in a bronze medal. That was the only medal that they won in the Olympics, and Kirsty Zale won it in the skiing. And we're not a nation that go well. I mean, we don't. We're not an Olympic a winner. We're not a winner playing nation or whatever. So that was only our second medal. I think we won. So that was okay, and good luck to them. Some of the medal nations that went well were America. They usually go well. The Netherlands, they went well, and Russia, and they sent a big team this year. I think of about 75 people over, officials and that, and hopefully they've learned a lot, and I think we'll go well in the year 2000. That's all for this week's edition of the Sports Show, and I'd just like to quickly mention on Sunday it is Clean Up Australia Day, so hopefully some people from here will get out and help Ian and Keenan, the organiser of the event, and hopefully they'll pick up a lot of garbage, and see you next week. Thank you.
Hello. Well, that was Mick, our sports guru. Something I'd just like to say is that I've become aware of the fact that various commercial television programs have been trying to poach some of our people, such as Mick, from certain shows such as Sports Tonight, not mentioning any names. But please, if you're going to try and poach our crew or our front of camera people, at least get the figure right. I mean, the amount they were quoting Mick for a week was, a couple of thousand under what he's worth. I mean, we all know that. You heard, Mick's just got away with the people. You heard the way he worked the audience. Now, that's something that comes with time. You can't put a price on this. Now, I'd prompt people who are considering this to just really think seriously about the figure they're talking about. You're not just paying for Mick now, you're paying for the years of effort he's put in here at CTV1. The way he works the audience, the audience just responds to Mick like no other segment, quite frankly. And I find it quite an insult that commercial television stations, who apparently know what they're doing, are trying to come here and, what are they doing? They're joking with us, they're teasing us.
60 Minutes wants him as well.
60 Minutes wants him, and there are various other shows that are, being poached at the moment. But, yeah, so look, just be serious, okay? Yeah. Well, you're with CTV1. Youth Week is drawing to an end. And we're all here having a funky old time. I'd like to introduce now our resident guru of the whole music scene. And I know there are various shows like Rage out there watching now, so, just keep in mind what I said. Justin and Zena!
Wow, thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Lewis. This is CD
Beats.
Yes. For this week, and we're talking Ultravox and B-52's Great Australian Band, which both started Well, Ultravox.
Did you
is
say
actually,
Australian band?
No, well, B-52s is an Australian band. Ultravox is, of course, English. But they both started.
But we're
up
Australian.
in 1977 or thereabouts.
Around
Late 70s.
that time.
Who cares? Anyway, Ultravox. Yes, I bought a CD. Beats I bought a CD of theirs called Vienna. I actually lived in Vienna a while back now. And
I actually adore Vienna bread.
Vienna bread.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
There
there
isn't.
certainly is.
There
Yes.
sure is.
What else? Vienna. Vienna Woods. Vienna Schnitzel. Anyway, this is Ultravox Vienna, a classic song, the second last track on this album, and a beautiful track it is. And actually, I'd have to say, when I first put this CD on, I was not particularly happy, and I wanted to, never play it again. I put it on the bottom of the pile, as such, and I pulled it out last week, and I had another listen, and I liked it. I liked it a lot with Mr. X, which is track number 3. Track number 3. No, actually, track number 4. Track number 3 is New Europeans. Brilliant piece of music. Now, Ultravox, very interesting history. They started out back in England, as it were, and they used to practice in a what do you call those dummies? Mannequins.
Sorry? Mannequins.
Yeah. Yes, in a mannequins factory. And actually, one of the first singles was on the front of it was a photograph of this particular factory. They started off in there with a 25-pound setup, and I'm not talking weights here. 25 pounds they spent on their guitar and amplifiers, and they all ran through the one amplifier. Can you believe this? One of the greatest bands of today, well, of yesteryear. Started on one amplifier, and they sounded like shite. And yeah, but anyway, they slowly picked up, and eventually they were offered to write a piece of music for a porn film, and they got £200 for that. And at that time, Mr. Curry, Tim Curry, no, it wouldn't be Tim Curry, I can't remember his first name. Anyway, Mr. Curry comes in, and he turns out to be the driving force. He is the voice, the original voice, that is, until Mr. Came in a little later. But Mr. Curry was the main voice, the main dude, and then they realised he could play the keyboards, and he could play very well. And so he started to play with these 200 pounds, got a beautiful keyboard. And I'm very pleased to say, apart from Kraftwerk, these guys are the original electronic musical team. And music they produce is supreme. Team. Yes. Yes. Oh God, these jokes are just getting worse and worse. I am terrible. Anyway, very interesting little stories about these dudes, Mr. Ultravox. Quite a few changes in the lineup there. Curry left, and Mr. Came in, and Mr. Can't remember his first name. I'm not very good with names. Mr. actually wrote Vienna, and yeah, absolutely superb. Anyway, they were down at Island Records one day recording one of their hit singles. Oh, and what a hit it was. Ain't Misbehavin', it was called. And yes, they were in the studio after the Rolling Stones. And who's the drummer in the Rolling Stones? What's his name? Rich. Sorry? Oh, okay, not the drummer then. Who's the guitarist? That's the Keith Richards. Richard. All right. Okay. As if I'd know the Stones. All right. Anyway, Keith was there sitting in the swivel chair in the studio. He was asleep. They didn't want to disturb him, so they started to record. He had a bottle of Jack Daniels there sitting beside him, and he started tapping his foot to Ultravox's music. The guys were very, very, very happy about this. Keith woke up, lifted his head, and said, "Oh, sorry," grabbed his bottle of Jack Daniels, and raced out the door, and he was never to be seen again. That is their touch with, not of, with fame. And yes, from then on, it was all downhill. However, that's totally incorrect. It was all uphill from there. It was a beautiful, they just went up and up and up and up. And these guys are one of the greatest bands, one of the greatest electronic bands ever. And that is Ultravox. And I love Ultravox.
That's amazing.
Well,
that's just great. So, has a lot of, you know, those people that make that noise.
What?
With the records.
Scratching.
Yeah. Have they, like, sampled some of Ultravox music?
No, no.
Not at all. Isn't it worth sampling?
Has. There's not really much to sample as such. No, it's all very melodic and beautiful. Beautiful music.
I don't actually recall them.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Mr. X?
Yeah.
Mr. X. You recall Mr. X?
I recall Generation X.
No.
No. Okay. I'm glad you're in such a good mood, Justin.
I'm radiant.
Yeah. It's so chirpy and quirky. So, I'm going to talk about a chirpy, quirky band. The Bay 52s. B2. Now, why are they called B52s? Because there's two sexy felines in the band that have bouffant hairdos, and that's what a B52 is. Great big hairy woman, like on top of her head, with all that hairspray and stuff. Feline, can you do that row?
Yeah.
And that's what they look like. Although they look like total messes on that cover. And okay, so that's the B52's self-titled album. They came together in 1976 with the influence of the Athens, Georgia music scene. And
what the hell is that?
Yes. And by 1978, they came up with their first single, Rock Lobster, and I'm sure you all know that one. And on this album, this goes for 6 minutes 49 seconds. Do we all know Rock Lobster? It is the best music for a dance competition or something. It's absolutely crazy and quirky. The first song on this album is Planet Claire, and I think that's the best one ever. Excuse me. Because why they became so sensational wasn't just because of their quirky, chirky, perky music, was also because of their sensational get-up-and-go gear with go-go boots and tarty short skirts and fluoro suits. They were just absolutely wild for their time. Another song that I absolutely adore is Lava, and that's Hot Lava, L-A-V-A. But they're still talking about that hot kind of lava that happens between two people. Wow.
Wow.
And then they have 6060842, which is a song about disconnected phone number, and their instruments that they use is the normal, from drums and guitar to the weird and wonderful, like smoke alarms, walkie-talkies, bongos, and the rest of it. And phones, of course. They also did a weird rendition of Petula Clark's 1965 hit Downtown. And can I just say that Rock Lobster became in 1979 the top 10 in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Isn't that amazing? But that's it for me. The B-52s, chirpy and quirky. It is great party music. Thank y'all.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Sticking with Youth Week.
Youth
Week.
Week.
Okay, last week they had last week, I'm always talking to no one, I know. Last week they had the youth parade down at St. Ives.
They did not.
They did.
They did?
They did.
Oh.
They had the skate, the aerosol art thing, and...
Aerosol?
Yes, aerosol art.
Like...
Such a nice name, and really it's just vandalism. You know, that graph stuff. Curves not here, are they? No, it's beautiful. Oh, anarchy. But what happened down at Waterloo is that they had the same thing, but a riot broke out. And it was crazy. It was total anarchy. So, if you went to St. Ives, good on you, because you had a good time and you went in the skate comp. If you went to Waterloo, you're probably not alive to see this show.
This is so true. Where's Waterloo?
This is the power of youth. Good on ya.
Yeah, youth.
Youth.
Up the youth.
That's
and we have some youth. Oh, hi. How's it going over there? Yeah. We have some youth coming up here. We have youth.
And more youth.
WCYR. And now we have Erin, one of our oldest compatriots, with film forum. We have, rephrased as, we have Erin.
Mr. Erin.
Mr. Erin.
With film. Forum?
Forum. Yeah, and this one, CDB.
With Goodwill Hunting on the cover in March or something. So 3, 2, so yeah, and then count to 10 and then look.
Okay, but count to
2, 1, go.
Hi and welcome to Filmink, Film Forum, should I say. Once again.
Start again?
What? Yeah. Dodgy.
Nah, I knew you'd confuse it at one stage. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and count.
Hi and welcome to Film Forum. Once again, we're coming to you live from the offices of Australia's essential film magazine, Filmink. So look out for that. First cab off the rank, I'll talk about this. Filmink for February. It's still in the shops, only about a week to go. And after that, the March edition will be out and features a great new film called Goodwill Hunting on the cover. So you can look out for that. But this week, to the movies. Tonight, I'll be talking about 2 films, The Edge and All Over Me. One very good and one not so good. The Edge is the latest effort from New Zealand director Lee Tamahori, whose first film, Once Were Warriors, was a great effort, well loved by critics and public alike. Then he went to Hollywood, as most big gun directors in Australia and New Zealand do, and made a film called Mulholland Falls, which had the ingredients of being something truly great, but with this film he unfortunately turned out a complete dud. It was a really awful film, and I'd hope that with his next film he'd come back from that setback, but unfortunately The Edge is a little bit better than Mulholland Falls, but on the whole still a pretty poor effort. Written by David Mamet, inexplicably. He's a great writer that's done some terrific plays and brilliant screenplays, but somehow he's come up with a derivative, silly story that never really gets off the ground. It's about a rich millionaire, played by Anthony Hopkins, a very bookish, well-read guy, and a very studly, super cool fashion photographer played by Alec Baldwin, who is with Anthony Hopkins to photograph his wife, who happens to be a model, and in a very inspired piece of casting, Lee Tamahori has cast Elle Macpherson. One day people will realise that this woman cannot act and they'll stop putting her in films. But once again, she's in front of the camera and she gives another dreadful performance. She's not in the film for long, but she's completely terrible. So fans of Elle will not be disappointed in her, extremely dodgy, hamming acting style. But Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, they're in the wilderness to do a photo shoot, and they go on a plane to discover some new territory. The plane crashes and they find themselves trapped in the woods, a little bit like Deliverance. But to make matters worse, they're being stalked by a deadly grizzly bear. About halfway through the film, they decide they're going to stop running, they're going to turn around and kill the bear themselves, which is completely absurd, really. Anthony Hopkins is about 70 years old and is way too old to be fighting bears, and the whole thing is just
a mass of stupidity and basic silliness. It moves quickly, it looks great, there are some moments of real excitement and tension, but Lee Tamahori is really just working with below par material here, which is unfortunate for him. And he turns out a bit of, not a turkey I'd say, but a pretty ordinary film that I don't think will be packing people into the cinemas. Slick, well made, but just really hobbled by a silly script, and everyone involved can't seem to get over that hurdle. So out of the $12.50 ticket price, I would pay $6 to see The Edge. It's pretty middle of the road stuff, but if you're in the mood for some easy thrills, you might enjoy it. A much better film, which starts this week, is called All Over Me. It's the first effort from the Sitchell sisters, an American pair of filmmakers, and is a great coming-of-age story about two young girls and the troubles that they face as teenagers. One of them thinks she may be gay, the other one is caught up in a world of drugs, alcohol, and abusive boyfriend. It's a really tough, gritty film that doesn't pull any punches. It really pushes everything to the edge in an intelligent and really stylish manner. I think these filmmakers are two to definitely look out for. The cast is great. Alison Folland, who was in To Die For, gives a superb performance, as does Tara Subkoff, more of an unknown actress, I think. They're both great and really give the film a really strong sense of honesty and passion. It's a great film, very moving and well made, very intelligent. It's screening as part of the Mardi Gras Film Festival, but is on commercially as well. So this is definitely one to see, and a great film for young audiences. Out of $12.50, I would give All Over Me $10.50. It's great stuff, very moving, and a real winner. That's all I have time for this week, but I'll be back next week to talk about some more interesting films. I'm not exactly sure what's starting, but hopefully some good stuff to talk to you about. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week.
It's gonna be wild, man, wild.
We did, and all of us smoke sucked in. Anyway, yeah, Mardi Gras is coming up. Should be really exciting. It has been for the past 20 years, so why should it be any different now? Well, yeah, like I'm basically going to speak about like the sort of miscellaneous issues to do with the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras, because these are often things that aren't covered by any specific field of information, and they're probably the most vital things you should know. And basically, when you're going there, okay, you've got the parade and you've got the actual party. A lot of people go to the parade and they don't go to the party, and some do both, and some go to the party and not the parade. The parade is on Oxford Street. It's on Saturday during the day. I mean, I think it starts at 4 or 5. And basically, if you want to get good seats, you don't have to come early. You just have to go and steal the bins on Crown Street and wheel them up and push in front of all the yobbos that have sat up there to, you know, have a good perv at some poofters. And then you just put your bins out and stand on top of them, and you get the best view. That's if you don't know anyone in the area and can stand in their apartment. That's a budget way of doing it. Probably the most important thing, if you're going to the party, you should have a ticket. And if you don't, it's a bit too late now unless you have Photoshop at your own house to actually scan in the ticket, get the right paper and make your own. They're never going to know. They're not going to check. I recommend it. It's a guaranteed way in, and you save $70, which is a total rort. Yes, some vandals at Reclaim the Streets last week, which was a fantastic party and made my whole year, spray painted on the floor of Crown Street stop corporate Mardi Gras corporatism, and I totally agree with that. $70 a ticket, over 20,000 tickets sold, an absolute rort. All the money goes into the hands of some greedy pocket, some, you know, corporate, whatever it is. And anyway, they make a lot of money, and, you know, basically a couple of, you know, rich bastards get to have a good time, and we get stuck outside. So, you know, sneak in if you can. The other way is to just jump over some fence. That's the, like, you know, immature, spastic way. And if you're more refined, you would have made your ticket by now, but if you haven't, sucked in. Things to remember if you are going to the party: be careful of what you wear, because it may be dark when you go there, but if you're having a good time, it'll be morning when you come back out. And the last thing you want to do is be wearing a leather strap and be all seedy running around, like, while, you know, there are parents wheeling their children up and down the road. Unless, of course, you like that sort of thing. With makeup, remember, you're going to be stuck in a crowd of, like, you know, 20,000 sweating men trying to have intercourse. And this isn't an exaggeration. I was at Sleazeball last year, and it was me and one friend, another female, standing in an arena the size of Pakistan, filled with all these men just pashing around us. And my friend actually wants to be a gay male when she comes back in her next life. However, I don't really give a shit what I come back as, so I was, you know, pretty distraught at the whole thing. And yeah, so basically, make sure if you're going to wear makeup, you have, like, permanent makeup, because you don't want to come... I saw some shocking drag queens when I came out of Sleazeball. They looked like Hiroshima victims. They just had makeup pouring down their face. They looked revolting. It was hideous, you know. There's something about glamour and there's something about trash, and obviously that line had been strictly crossed over. So wear really, you know, if you don't have makeup that lasts long, make sure you reapply it really soon, because otherwise you'll be in deep trouble. That's if you give a shit about that's if you care about your image at all. But if you don't, then go as a piece of garbage, because no one really cares. They're too off their face to realize what you look like. With drugs, you know, no one recommends using them. However, some people choose to use them, and what can you do? Just be careful, drink a lot of water, make sure you know who you're buying them off, make sure your combination is, you know, not lethal. You don't want to have 15 tons of heroin injected into your arm and then have a speed enema, because they don't go together. What else to do? This is what I like. I just have to say this, you know, with all the festivities of Mardi Gras, that's all fine and everything, but really, I think the whole community should be ashamed of themselves. Look at what it's become, you know. 20 years ago, it was a protest, it was a fight for freedom, and now it's a room of testosterone gone wrong and gone bitchy. You know, it's still the same sort of aggression, but it's, you know, female bitchiness, which is even worse than bashing someone up. Just going, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You know, like trying to, you know, like, it's just pathetic. And like, basically, you know, it's the most superficial scene around. I don't understand. Like, even, how dare anybody pay out Portmans and Sports Girl? Because seriously, like, this scene is entirely based on going to the gym and, you know, how many sex partners you can get, how many positions you can do it in, how many drugs you take, how many parties you go to, how drunk you get, you know. Oh my God, they went to the Albury and not to the Beresford Inn, you know, like, it's just pathetic. It's such a scene, and it really, you know, it should be condemned right through and through. And I think this is basically a celebration of how pathetic modern society has become. However, if you enjoy modern society, then you'll have a brilliant time. Yeah, like, seriously, there should be something a bit more politicized. If not, I just don't agree with larger groups of people having a good time, you know. What's the point? It's really, it's quite saddening to realize that, you know, the whole population doesn't care about anything at all, except not even themselves, just cares about an artificial experience, because, you know, life is real. You know, stick a needle in your arm, and not a, you know, injection of drugs, just, you know, a sewing needle or something, and you'll feel pain. And that's the reality of life. And I think that the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras, no, it has nothing to do with homosexuality. Heterosexuals are equally stupid, but I think the whole idea of it is just pathetic. Just that so many people are supporting the drug industry and just having mass orgies, I find absolutely revolting. For recoveries, I say go home, lie in your bed, and feel morbidly depressed as you come off speed. Otherwise, you can go out and be social again. It's just pathetic. The whole gay scene is so socially orientated, and basically the social aspect of living is just pathetic. Everyone should, you know, live in solitary confinement, and actually I think the world would be a better place. People would get things done. However, you know, have a good Mardi Gras. I know I won't. I'm being forced to go because my friend wants to go, and she said I ruined her sleazeball, so I have to make up for it to her now. So yeah, but have a good time no matter what you do. Be careful, wear good makeup, be careful with what you wear. And also, if you have any fetishes, however, this is the place to go. At Sleazeball, at Mardi Gras last year, there was a boy lying in the public lavatory the whole night of Mardi Gras. He paid $70 to go to a party, so he could lie there, and he invited every single individual that went into the toilet to urinate on him because that was his fantasy. I don't know if he's still alive. I'm sure he would have contracted several million diseases. However, he had a good time. So if that's your thing, then, you know, toilets are made for you, and this is the place to be. Anyway, have a great evening. Good night.
Wisdom Chambers Youth and Review. I'm not Justin, I'm Lewis, so that's enough of that. That was Caroline with your guide to the Mardi Gras and toilets. No, actually it was called Vegans for Christ, funnily enough. We would like to encourage all people watching the show to trot on down or to give us a call, or, yes, give us a call first of all, on 9698 2968. The number, as is on your screen. Don't forget the 02 before it. And we'd also encourage viewers at home to send their mail to P.O. Box Boo 1, McKell Building, 55 Walker Street, Redfern, 2016. That number for the deaf has been put on your screen. Fascinating. Or, for those technologically minded people, you may call www.aussiemail.au/WCYR.com. Yep. Read it for yourself. Or just come on down and join the party. Because you can tell we're having a party down here. You can tell the response is just ecstatic. Yeah. There you go. That was one of our viewers, one of our 2 viewers that just responded. Anyway, over to Lenna with what's happening on the food scene with, what does she call this segment? Designer Diner. Lenna, take it away.
Hello. Or should I say bonsoir? My name's Lenna, and this is Designer Diner, and today I've decided to bring to you my segment from France. Now, you must excuse my accent because I'm quite pathetic at it, but I do my best, you know, interpretations with English words and French accents, so bear with me. But today, as you know, Designer Diner brings you bi-weekly a program that tells you about food and fashion. And usually I'm doing one or the other, and today it's food. And I was thinking, what am I going to do today? And then I decided food from France, because don't we love French food? Ooh la la, I love it. Anyway, that was a bit of a mixture between a French accent and Spanish, but never mind, because it's still the same kind of food and all tastes the same. And yeah, so anyway, I'll just fix myself up here. Do you like what I'm wearing? Because I've decided to go for a little bit of a French look. The beret, the scarf around the neck, and the lovely red and white striped top. Now, one thing, you know, I would love this to be answered, but what is the fascination with French people and stripes? Especially red and white stripes. I mean, there's some connection there, and I don't know it yet. But if you know it, why don't you write to me here at WCYR, Channel 31 CTV1. And I'm sure the address will be given to you later, because I don't actually know it off by heart. And give me the answer. If you know the answer to why do French people have a fascination with red and white striped tops. Because one famous designer, if you know him, Jean-Paul Gaultier, He actually loves black and white striped tops, and it's one of his sort of, do you call it trademark? Basically, everywhere you see him, he's wearing a black and white striped top. Anyway, I'll get on with it. Okay, so if you're thinking, I want to eat French, you know, and I don't know where to go. That's a good question, because that's what I was thinking the other week when someone told me, why not try the little snail? And I decided, okay, but where is it? That's another good question, because you know where it is. There's one actually in Bondi, and then there's another one in Ultimo. Now, you might want to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. And the one in Ultimo is on Broadway, and it's not hard to find. It's just down from the UTS building. Now, one thing that's special about the Little Snail restaurant, they actually have a set menu. Now, I think it's for $20, and that might sound, a little bit expensive, but not really. Not when you get 3 courses, okay? And I'm not just talking 3 courses like one little measly appetizer, you know, a little bit of chicken and, I don't know, an apple for dessert. 3 beautiful courses consisting of a great entree, a great main, and a fantastic dessert. Now, what I had personally, which you might like to try for yourself. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, French food, come on, that's snails, frogs, anything that sounds disgusting and crawls up out of your gutter. Well, you could be right there, but if you haven't tried it, how do you know that it doesn't taste good, okay? That's what I say. Anyway, pertaining to French food, I think, first of all, I decided, well, you know, I got to be a little bit daredevilish here. Give me the snails. And then I was biting my nails thinking, should I have ordered that? But it came out looking quite interesting, and as soon as I had that little escargot in my mouth, I decided I was right in ordering that, because believe it or not, snails are gorgeous, okay? And I think the most popular way to cook them apparently is in garlic butter, and this is a fantastic way by me, because I think it tasted great. And also I decided, well, since I'm, you know, being a little bit risque and having snails, I decided, well, I might as well try the frog legs as well. Ugh, you're probably saying, but you're wrong again, because actually, frog legs are amazing. Now, everybody's heard that frog legs, well, you know, they kind of taste like chicken. Now, this is sort of, you know, undermining frogs in a big way. I mean, the poor little things get their legs ripped out of their bodies, you know, so that they can have a few little things put on a plate, you know, someone's plate, just to say that they taste like chicken. Now, chicken is a little bit blasé, and if you don't mind me saying, passé, alright? So instead of going for chicken, next time, have a frog leg, you know, burger or something like that, because, you know, you'll not only shock your friends into thinking you're very avant-garde. How's my French going, everybody? Is it good? I'd like some audience reactions here, but never mind, I'll give myself my own reactions there. Whew. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so skip the chicken, go the frogs. Okay, so that was my main. And even though you can get that actually as an entree, I had that for main and superbe. And for dessert, I had, okay, it's a bit of a cliche, but I had to do it, crème caramel. Okay, now, excuse my accent once again, but you know how it is when you can't speak French and you just pretend you can. Okay, so the crème caramel, it was gorgeous, and I think pretty much the recipe for crème caramel is probably the same wherever you go, but, you know, it's always a good one, and that's probably why people try to stick to it. 1, 2, 4. Thank you, audience. Isn't it great when the audience reacts sometimes? All right. Well, okay, so, and if you'd like that recipe, why not write into WCYR here at CTV1? We'll give you the address later, and you can actually tell us your own version of the recipe, if you like, and maybe we'll, you know, give it a go, and I can try it and tell you how it went. Okay, so that was the Little Snail, $20 for a set menu. I recommend it. If you've never tried French food before, why not go there and just, you know, ask them to recommend something to you. I mean, that would be, you know, as easy as 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. Sorry, I don't remember. Anyway, okay, so getting on with it. Now, if you're thinking, well, I don't know about going to a restaurant because $20, you know, I don't know if I can really afford that. You know, it's a bit sort of splurging on myself. Well, here's another idea. Grab a bunch of your friends, you know, on a fine, sunny Sydney day. Find any sort of red and white striped top that you have lying around in the cupboard, even if it's an old tea towel. Wrap it around yourself. Get as French as you possibly can. You know, sort of do this with your friends for about half an hour and you'll be like perfectly French for the day. Buy a baguette. which is basically a fancy word for a big roll, and some cheese. Now, you don't have to go French cheese. You can buy Australian, you know. It doesn't matter because basically the French love eating bread and cheese together, all right? So if you've decided today I'm going to have a bit of a fun picnic day with a French theme, you know, I've got my red and white striped top, I've got my roll to a T. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold, so it's not really working with me today. But anyway, I'm sure with a bit of practice, you'll get it down. And yeah, grab your bread, grab your cheese, and you will be having yourself a French picnic, if ever you have seen one. So that's about it for my segment today, and I hope you liked it. Love from Paris, well, actually love from Sydney. But anyway, my heart's in France somewhere. What time is it over there? I don't know. But hopefully, I think it's actually supposed to be really cold, so I'm not happy to be there. I mean, I'm happy to be here. Okay, it's getting, woo, it's hot in here. Anyway, so thanks for joining me. This was Designer Diner. Please, 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 please watch my show the week after next. Of course, you have to watch WCYR every single week without fail. And if you don't, naughty, naughty, naughty. But if you'd like to see me again, the week after next, okay? And I will be having a guest on that show. So you must tune in for that one. We'll be talking about modern cuisine. So not actually coming from an international, you know, sort of fashion styles, but anyway, I'll bring something up and it'll be just as great as ever. Okay, so au revoir. It was bye from me and bye from me.
Yeah! Lenna, you make me so hungry for some food and fashion. Woo! Okay, you're with Zena, the Guru Princess. And this is What's On! And What's On is about, you know, what should I be doing this weekend? Well, tonight for starters, how about going down to Perception? Hey, and it's already started. Started at 6 p.m. and it goes till midnight. And it's got dance music and skateboard ramps and basketball competition. And Pee-wee's going to be there, and Tallboy and Astroy and Elroy and everybody. But if you like some rock and roll, go down to the Annandale, because Kitten Kong and Hummer are playing there tonight for only $4. What a bargain. Okay, what are you going to do tomorrow night is pretty obvious, the Mardi Gras. And if that's not your thing, or there's just going to be like 1 million people there, the Annandale Super Bowl. Yeah, rock on. Okay, you've got Fallout, Balance, Rocks, Vicious Circle. You've got everything, and that goes till Sunday with Toe to Toe and Arms Reach. Disrupt Youth, and that's at the Iron Duke. Vejo Barbecue, both Saturday and Sunday. Rah. Okay, but if you like that wah wah doof 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 music, yeah, go to Fluoro Neuro Sponge. Tribalistic Psytrance tomorrow night. Oh my God. It's the 28th of March. Dear me. But if you want 28th of February, go to Forbidden Fruit. Forbidden Fruit. And that's going to be a big one. Tickets about $25, and I hope they're not sold out, because you're going to miss out if you don't go there. Christian Vogel from the UK. Nick Spice. Zen Paradox. And Lush Puppy versus 8-Bit's going to be there. They're everywhere, aren't they? Yeah. Tonight you've missed out on Sidewinder because you're watching us. And they were doing their debut album, God. Yeah. What else? A thing we're having. Oh, okay. Cool. A thing we're having we're having tomorrow night. And DJ Jad and Bass Bitch and Black's gonna be there, and it's only $5. So get in, hey? God knows where it's at. There's no number. So, Newtown Neighbourhood Centre thingamajiggy. And that's it for What's On, because I know where I'm going to be, Mardi Gras. See you on the float. That was What's On with Zena. Bye. Oh, no!
Come in. We're back. This is the week that was the most controversial segment on this. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the other segments, but this is where it actually happens, kids. You might as well fast forward the rest. Anyway, I'm joined by... Oh, hang on. Erin's not with us. This is Lewis.
Left my glasses at home, that's all.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me? Testing. One.
Can we hear? Is this okay? Yes, we're okay. Yeah, Erin's away on assignment at the moment. I think he's in Paris. Yeah, he's in Paris. Just for the week. He's following up a story.
He's with Lenna from Zena Jaber.
He was. I think they spent a couple of days together.
Really?
Yeah, Ez gets around.
Maybe we could do an update on that next week.
Yeah, well, we might follow up on that stuff. We might have some footage for you as well to rival the Pamela and Tommy Lee thing. Anyway, we've got as usual.
That wasn't planned, of course.
No, not at all. No, not at all. As usual, a bumper show. We don't even have to say that anymore. I think the
show speaks for itself.
Well, anyway, Oasis are in town. And they got off to a good start. They're a controversial start I've got written here. Apparently they were drunk and abusing the crew and fellow passengers, throwing things at them and calling them all sorts of names.
No, surely not. I find that hard to believe.
I find it very hard to believe.
I don't think that's quite correct. I mean, rock stars chucking tantrums or whatever they are on aeroplanes, that just doesn't...
Rock stars, movie stars, sports show hosts.
Such as Wisma.
Apparently he was on the flight.
Mick Wisma was on the flight. Yeah.
Yes, he came.
Can you believe that?
I can actually.
Can you?
Yeah, they've actually. There's just something written here about a member of the entourage that looks suspiciously like Wisma.
Mick in the early days before they became famous actually was good buddies with Noel, I believe it was.
Oh really?
And he said, Mick, what are you doing? And Mick said, well, I've actually got a flexi.
Yeah.
And he said, well, how about flying over, mate? You know, it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was on the flight, and he gave us the lowdown on what happened.
He certainly did. But he's only brought us stuff that you've probably already heard on the news. Apparently they were smoking on the plane as well, and you're not allowed to smoke on planes. So yeah, they had a whopping 6 complaints too from Cathay Pacific travellers. So you can see why that made the front page, can't you?
Mm.
Fantastic stuff. Anyway, keeping on the visiting rock superstar people. U2 are out here at the moment, currently playing up the road somewhere. They were denied access to a Noosa nightclub.
What?
They didn't meet the dress regulations apparently. Yes. The boys were Hey, we'll stall for a few seconds and talk about the concert while we actually. I think we've got a photograph that one of our. Yeah, you took that, didn't you? Was that last time you were with the fellas?
Yeah, that's
in Dublin.
Back in my photography days.
We got a good look at that too.
Yeah. That was well worth the effort, I thought.
It certainly was. Yeah, apparently the fellas were wearing sandals and they weren't allowed into the club. So.
But they're impeccably dressed. Rock stars.
Welcome to reality, boys. Yeah. How do nightclubs make money? I went to a nightclub. It was about 2 weeks ago, and I was dressed not unlike this. And the guy says, "No, sorry, mate. We're only letting people in. You know, if you had a nice T-shirt, sorry. I said, what's the matter with this? Oh, sorry, mate. No, sorry.
You know what it was, don't you? There's no brand.
He didn't like it.
There's no brand.
There's no brand. I don't wear labels. It's terrible. Anyway,
and you didn't have any women with you, I suppose.
Didn't have any women.
Oh, God, that's like an access all areas pass.
God.
If you have a female on your arm, you can go anywhere. No, absolutely anywhere.
I'm just bombing out everywhere. Sorry, folks. About 6 months ago on this show, I don't know if the people that pick it up now picked it up before. I don't think they did. But anyway, 6 months ago, when this show was in its infancy, I predicted that Johnny Young from Johnny Young's talent team was going to make a comeback. He was on what's that? The midday show.
Kerry Ann.
He was on the midday show. He was popping up all over the place, and I've been told that it is in pre-production as we speak.
The new Young Talent Time.
The new revamped Young Talent Time. It's coming back.
Oh my God. Well, you know what I'm a bit concerned about is you've heard about the reprogramming that the channels have been doing, moving Blue Healers and to support All Saints and putting it up against Wildside.
I see.
I wouldn't be surprised if this new development isn't competition.
Yep.
New Young, because New Young Talent Time would just take everyone. I mean, who wouldn't watch it?
Of course.
That would rival the Princess Di's wedding, I'm sure.
For sure. I think there's... I can't wait.
Huh?
I honestly can't wait. Did you have a favourite?
Danny.
Danny,
Danny
yeah,
Murray,
yeah. I was a Joe Peroni fan. he had so much energy. He must have been on narcotics or something like that because he used to bounce around like just non-stop. Joe Peroni, Bevan Adensel. Who's another one I remember? I don't think I want to remember them anyway. Let's hope they come. Let's hope they come back on this new revamped show, which is going to start within the next few months. Should be exciting.
I'll be waiting with bated breath.
Speaking of going from one superstar to another, from Johnny Young to Tom Cruise,
same league,
lot in common.
Yep,
lot in common.
Yep.
Both very good looking. Both earning huge amounts of money.
Great charisma.
Huge
both of them.
Anyway, Tom Cruise and his wife Nicole Kidman just bought a new jet. New jet, $52 million.
Right.
The Gulfstream 4. The Gulfstream. Apparently, they used to have a Gulfstream 3, but now they've upgraded to the Gulfstream 4.
That's actually, it's funny you should mention that. That's actually an area of expertise of mine.
Oh, is it?
I have several jets myself, and in fact, you may have heard about Greg Norman's plane that he bought with the.
We've travelled. Ez and I travel around on that to do these.
Yeah,
some
that's
of the stories.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I actually sold that to Greg Norman second hand. The media didn't pick up on that, but yeah, that was one of my ones that I was offloading
you're above
to
Boord.
upgrade.
You're above Boord, well known, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I was buying one with a full-length swimming pool and a 18-hole golf course. Greg was very envious and was begging me to come on. And I said, look, Greg, maybe if I have an opening between CTV1 Friday nights, I'm just flat out.
Well, apparently this jet has got its own. It's got a movie theatre, which is you need one of those. A fully equipped gourmet kitchen, formal dining room, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, one with a jacuzzi that seats 10 people in luxury leather chairs.
Look, really, I mean, when
every
you're
time
a
I'm
megastar,
flying, the one thing I want to do is just be sitting in a spa bath. So you hit turbulence and good, wouldn't it?
But look, honestly, when you're a megastar, that's the absolute minimum, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's equivalent to your
it's costing
on the road. That's like a Volkswagen, really. I mean, it's not even that classy comparatively to what's out there.
It's costing $38,000 per month to maintain. So
they're doing a budget then.
What's that? Anyway.
Well, they got kids, they're having to watch the budget.
You can't travel around without any. Anyway, we're off to Sri Lanka now for this story, and our Sri Lankan reporter.
Who is that?
Someone De Silva. I haven't got his first name here, but he's a De Silva, one of the De Silva brothers. And apparently a Sri Lankan policeman he got to avoid getting done for accepting a bribe. He was chewing down the notes. And fortunately, the bribery department officials arrived just in time to recover some of them. So he was pretty keen to get rid of that stuff. That was a pretty stupid story. I don't know how that one made it through the ranks. Usually we don't read stuff like that.
I think we need to fire that researcher that.
De Silva.
Yeah.
That story didn't do anything for me.
as well. Why not?
Absolutely nothing for me.
But,
as we've said before, we just read them.
I think that guy got busted by because Sri Lanka's got a committee of like
even though I'm holding the pen that wrote this,
that are dedicated, 2 whole people dedicated to corruption. Yeah. So it was really more of a phenomenon that they actually caught someone rather than the fact that he ate it.
Okay. Well, we strung that one out. Okay. We made a very boring story even more boring. Rock's latest night. Elton John. It's pretty trendy now to have it.
I don't think it's Elton John though.
Elton John.
That's not what I heard.
Apparently, Lord Chamberlain, is apparently the head of the Queen's household, and he announced to the world or whatever that Elton was coming up and blah blah blah, and he said he called him Sir John Elton.
Maybe that's part of the new title.
Apparently he's got no idea what's going on in the real world.
He just didn't like his old name, and he said, "Well, now on, you will be."
But John Elton sounds a bit better. But
John Elton,
you're a pop star, you got to reverse your name and have something silly there. Anyway, the reason Ez was in Erin, that is, was in France during the week, was to follow up on the story we did 2 weeks ago, I think, about Robert De Niro's involvement in a call girl scandal. De Niro has
was
said...
Heidi Fleiss involved with that one?
I'm not sure. We haven't uncovered any. Oh, I've only got De Niro written here.
We need to look into these researchers. They're not really...
yeah, well, they just...
anyway,
we touch on the big stories. We've got to be careful, you know. Our legal team, they go through this and make sure that everything... Anyway, what was I saying? he's vowed, De Niro, after being interrogated for about 9 hours, has vowed never to go back into the country again, not even for the Cannes Film Festival. Never again will he go there.
He didn't happen to say when he was being interrogated, "Are you talking to me? Are you
actually,
talking to
that's
me?"
what he's quoted as saying. Aaron tried to get an interview with him.
Yeah.
And De Niro just, by that time, this was after he got out of the interrogation room, and he was foaming at the mouth. And apparently Erin just came, because Erin's quite well known in those circles, so they've got a lot of respect for him. And he asked Robert, or Bobby, I think he calls him, asked him, if you got any comments, and he said that same thing. Are you talking to me? You got to be talking to me, because there's no one else. I don't see it. And Aaron just ran because he knew what comes next.
So out come the guns.
Yeah, out come the big guns.
Or maybe the feathers.
Or maybe the mohawk. I love that mohawk. It was a mohawk, wasn't it? Or was it?
I don't think it was.
Or was it just a crewy, straight
up
up ball?
Smiling and grinning and going along with you anyway.
Thanks very much. The Grammy Awards gained further credibility the other night when they presented John Denver with an award. Denver, who was ignored throughout his entire time as a musician. Apparently, he won some award in the children's music category. So there you go. And his kids went up and accepted it for him, and you can imagine all the hoo-ha going on, standing ovation, lots of tears. Just amazing stuff. Hosted by Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
Is it Grammys?
What's the world
pretty funny.
What's the world coming to though when Kelsey Grammer gets work? That's what I'd like to know.
No idea.
Don't get me wrong, he was good in Cheers.
He was good in Cheers, but
what
that show
after
that he does now.
America.
We don't want to get into that. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. A very good friend of this segment, isn't everybody? Pamela Anderson, in a bit of trouble.
Pammy.
She, Tommy Lee,
we saw it first, actually.
Her crazy... was he a drummer with Motley Crue?
Yeah.
I think he was a drummer, guitarist, whatever. Then crap band, very forgettable. He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood. Is that him?
I don't know. Is that?
I think it is. Anyway, he's facing a 3-year jail sentence for allegedly beating her up. Police arrived at their Malibu house and found Anderson with she was bleeding from a broken fingernail and suffering redness on her back.
So what? They're making a S&M.
Perhaps.
Part 2.
Perhaps
sort of
there is some sort of offer going around at the moment for them. They have had a big offer to do it. Of course, you're familiar with the film that they did. They're going to do a bit more professional sort of job and hook up with some Boogie Nights like characters. Anyway, speaking, we're going to stay on show. Very showbiz show tonight. We've had all the big names: Johnny Young, Pamela Anderson,
De Niro, Bobby,
Kelsey Grammer even came up. Does it get bigger than the world's worst singer, Michael Bolton?
Oh, now come on, mate. Michael Bolton.
Well, just when you thought Michael Bolton hadn't tried absolutely everything, this is the man that's mangled more soul hits than any other singer in the world. Have you heard him sing lately? Do you know what he's up to?
What's he
Do you know what I'm getting? He's going to try his hand at opera. Apparently he did some...
Good one.
Some little duo with Pavarotti, and now he is really fired up to bring out an album. And his record company said, yes, you can do it. He's going to do it.
So what's wrong with that? I take it you're not a Michael Bolton
I'm not a Michael Bolton fan. We haven't got on. We just don't get on.
Really?
We don't get on. Can you imagine him?
I mean, me and Mick go way back. That's probably the thing.
Yeah, I suppose.
I know him more on a personal level. But I appreciate his musical talents as well.
So you think that album will sell well?
It's a natural transition as far as I'm concerned. He always said that he liked to do
opera. They have, sort of. Is that right? Is that what you mean?
Look, just don't start.
Right. Good friend of Bolton's. Anyway, what I was going to say is, if you know this album's going to be released in about 6 months' time, if you know of anybody that actually buys this album, you can send the names and addresses to us, and our CTV1 resident hitman will go out there and put these people out of their misery.
I'd just like to say,
free
for the record,
charge on the house.
Mick, I don't condone this at all. This is a tearaway sort of thing happening here. We're going to have to talk about this after the show.
Well,
I didn't quite realise when I accepted to come in...
CTV1 official jacket on tonight, because it's too bloody hot in here.
Look, when I accepted to come on in place of Erin, I didn't realise you were quite this cutting edge.
Yeah, well, some people just don't have it,
You put some noses out of joints, and mine as well, and I prefer if you just left Mick.
Well, see, we didn't realise you were going to stay so loyal to these celebrity fans
Well,
of yours?
look, I mean, it's all right to a point,
Yeah.
isn't it? But I mean, just look at Princess Di.
Yeah.
There is a cut-off point, I think, and you need to look at it.
So you've had a bit of trouble
evaluate
with paparazzi chasing
Mate,
you around?
I've had it. That's why I got the jet.
The CTV one, because they're out there now. You realise that.
Oh,
We've got the
yeah.
helicopter pad now. We've got the little. We can go straight up.
Well,
there
I've just hired Mike Tyson as one of my personal bodyguards,
Okay.
so I don't have too many worries about that.
All right.
Factor, but yeah, there is always the worry that there will be a tearaway that'll get through, and possibly injure me.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. We're going to leave you now. Have a good weekend, and I think we're closing the show.
Oh, are we? Oh, well, in that case, we better...
Any final words?
Say, well, I think it was a good show, don't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
Do you want to sing?
Do you want to sing? You want to sing?
No, I don't know what to sing.
If you told me you wanted to sing, I could have got Mick in here.
Yeah, we could have
help
done a
us
little
out.
show. Anyway,
And
we're
John
gonna go-
Denver. I could have got John Denver in as well.
We're going. Yeah, bye. See you next week.
Later.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. Do you want to close the show?
Sorry.
No. Oh, God. Such great respect from me. If you would like to send in something to us, if you'd like to tell us some amazing story for the week that was. Actually, let's cut this, all right? Lewis, you did a great job, man, but we really don't know where you are. Erin, okay? Erin, come back to us, man. Give us a call. 9698-2968. Erin, we miss you. Where are you? We want to hear from you, all right? You lying in a ditch somewhere or what? Okay. Now, this is WCYR. And last week we forgot to mention Reclaim the Streets party, which was on last weekend, and what a great party it was. Crown Street was blocked off with 2 massive tripods, and it looked great. 1,000 people turned out, and well, I had a really, really good party, and I was there, and most of the crew here was there. We had a great time. If you would like to get involved with Reclaim the Streets, well, there is a public meeting coming up, and it is at St. Stephen's Church on Church Street, Newtown, of all things, at 7 p.m. on Thursday, March the 26th. So you've got nearly a month to think of something good, something new. Did anyone go to the party? Who here in the audience? Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I knew you went, Caroline, but okay. Reclaim the Streets. Do come along. We need your input. We need something. We need your help to reclaim our streets, because as they say here, free the city, create a vision of the future. So, yep, reclaim the streets. Now, if you're feeling a little, I don't know, if you want to get jabbed, excuse the term, I mean, it is Mardi Gras time of year after all. Save Kakadu National Park, stop the Jabaluka mine rally is coming up. You all know about Jabaluka? Yes? No. Yeah, okay, Jabaluka, who gives a damn? It's uranium mine, we need uranium, okay? We need it, we want money, alright? But, okay, you don't want money? Okay, you don't want money. You want to go on the dole, you don't want a job, you don't want to look after your child. You don't want your parents to look after you? We give them money. The French want to give us money, you and me, okay, to go and buy our Nintendo 64 games and go and eat those Kit Kats and stand in the tuck shop queue instead of getting up those screwed peanut butter sandwiches. I mean, you know, in the brown paper, and it sort of squeezes out there. What the hell am I talking about? That's right. Come down Sunday, 5th of April. It's a rally. And speakers. Yes, there will be speakers, 12 p.m. at Town Hall, Sunday, 5th of April. Yeah, music, craft, arts, Jabaluka. We want you, baby. So come and support Jabaluka at the Jabaluka rally. This is a pro-Jabaluka rally, is it not? Oh, God, I hope so. Anti-Jabaluka? Are you serious? Oh, my God. I don't know these people. Yes, exactly. We want to keep the mine, and we need your help to do that. All right? Yeah, we want to keep the money. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Okay. Now, on to something a little brighter. The the Avalanches. Yeah, the Avalanches at the Annandale. I would guess so. Yeah, at the Annandale. Plus Lantern will be playing Saturday the 7th. Oh, and Girling. Okay.
Okay, retard boy.
Retard boy now. Alright, okay, go down to the Annandale on the 7th. That's going to be great. Lantern, brilliant. Okay, couldn't give a damn. Alright, okay. Something else I'm doing for Mr. Don over here. Okay, he's been bugging me and Zena all day, and I'm not impressed. Yo La Tango from New York City, Thursday, 12th of March 1998 at the Corner Hotel in Melbourne. Alright, okay. Friday, 13th of March 1998. Oh, surprising. At the Globe, Sydney, okay. Yo La Tango from New York City. So, yeah, thank you very much, Don, and we'll be seeing you later next week. Alright, what else is on? Okay, we are on Channel 31 every Friday bloody night, okay, and I want to see you watching, okay, because we want your support, and support we're going to get Channel 31, 11 p.m. Friday nights, WCYR, and what do we have for you next week? We, of course, have Odds and Bookends with my best friend, Don, that guy over there, bloody communist. CD Beats.
Love your work.
Yes, I'm a fascist, alright? Jesus Christ. Oops. Anyway, CD Beats, Zena and myself. Arts Tickle? Get it? Article. Ah, that's very funny. Vicky and Lara. Okay, thank you, Lara. And it's Lara over there, and you'll be seeing her next week. Oh, she's so shy of the camera. And she's got a show next week. We'll have to work on that, Lara. Alright, Vegans for Christ with Caroline. Yeah, I've got the stripes over here and the stripes over there. She'll be back. Sexpression will be back. And we have got Internet. Okay, technologicalized with Garth. And we have the week that was, of course. Apparently, Erin will be back. He has given us a call, and he will be returning from the gutters and sewers of France. And yes, thank you, Erin, for giving us a call. Okay, we were really worried about you, man. Stage Gauge with Lewis. We have received some tickets for some drama, and Lewis will be checking this out, and he will be. What do you? You actually know what you're? Where are you? What, Lewis? Look! Oh, Lewis! What's he saying? What are you saying, baby? I don't know yet. He doesn't know yet. Donation, procreation. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what else. All right. Anyway. Okay. Sports show. Michael. Sports show. Thank you, Mike. We'll be back next week with the latest in sports. Film forum with Erin. Yes, and we have a very, very, very special segment with George and Michael, but we are going to save that for next week. George Michael, yes. George Michael will be with us next week, and this week, okay, this week we have the end of the week, because this was WCYR, and my name is Justin, and this is the crew, and this is our audience. We are back next week, next Friday, Channel 31. We have a show for you, and we have a show for her, and anyone else that happens to be in the room, house, apartment. I don't know what you've got, alright? Watch us, and believe. So we'll see you next week. WCYR! Yeah.